Hello and welcome back to Scotty Holiday 2. My name is Scotty Holiday, I'm a queer creator and a huge Star Wars nerd, so if you're into either one of those things, please consider subscribing to my channel. Today, Disney and Lucasfilm finally released the Mandalorian Season 3 teaser trailer, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing and breaking down the teaser itself. Now this teaser is similar to the one shown exclusively at Star Wars Celebration earlier this year, but now it's officially out for everyone to watch. After watching the teaser through the leaked grainy footage uploaded by people at Celebration, I'm so glad to finally see this teaser in high quality. Now before we get started, please make sure to like the video and leave a comment letting me know if you also watched the leaked teaser footage from Celebration, or if this was your first time seeing the teaser trailer. Now, let's get into this breakdown. So we start out with a narration from the Armorer basically catching everyone up who didn't watch the Book of Boba Fett, where she explains that since Din removed his helmet, he is no longer a Mandalorian, with some older seasoned shots and a new shot of Mando's N1 arriving on Navarro. We also see a shot of Mando and Grogu exploring what I assume is the wreckage of Sundari, Mandalore's capital city, or underneath what is left of the city, searching for the living waters of Mandalore. We're shown an epic chase scene of Mando and Grogu in the N1 outrunning multiple other ships in an asteroid field as well. Then cut to a scene of Bo-Katan looking out the window of what I assume is her ancestral home. The architecture looks very similar to Sabine Wren's family home shown in Star Wars Rebels Season 3. The teaser then cuts to a scene of Mando walking out from behind a group of Mandalorians. Most of their armor looks mismatched together with different colored pieces, unlike most of the Mandalorians we've seen so far in canon. I wonder if these Mandalorians are a part of Death Watch or Children of the Watch, or just some other lone Mandalorians who Din has united. I assume they're following him since he holds the Darksaber, essentially making him Mandalore, leader of the Mandalorian people. There's a quick shot afterwards of some more uniform-looking Mandalorians beating on their chest plates, but I think they may be a different group than the one Din's with in the prior scene. We see Mando meet up with Greef Karga on Navarro, and he's in a very regal-looking outfit. The outfit reminds me of something a senator would wear in the prequels, and it seems like Navarro is truly prospering since we were first introduced to the planet in Season 1. Something else I noticed in the background that I wanted to point out is a statue or monument with what looks like IG-11's foot on top of a stormtrooper helmet. I love this little detail, and having some kind of monument dedicated to his sacrifice in Season 1. I just thought it was so cool, so I wanted to make sure I pointed it out in case you missed it. Throughout these scenes, we also hear a voiceover from Bo-Katan saying, "Your cult fractured our people," presumably to Din, and honestly, she's not wrong. If you've seen the Clone Wars, you know exactly what she's talking about, but for those of you who haven't, in the series, Mandalore had adopted an age of pacifism under the rule of Duchess Satine. The group Death Watch worked to overthrow the Duchess to return Mandalore to its warrior ways, with Maul, formerly Darth Maul, an outsider of Mandalore, in power over the people. To make matters worse, Maul executed Duchess Satine, who also happens to be Bo-Katan's estranged sister. We also learn in Star Wars Rebels that after the Clone Wars ended, some Mandalorians eventually joined the Empire. All of these events together turned the Mandalorian people against each other, and I think this is what Bo is alluding to. There's also a scene of Mando flying the N1, but now he has an astromech in the droid port, which is a huge departure from Season 1 where he didn't like or even trust droids at all. Growth. We love to see it. Then we get this amazing scene of what looks like a Mandalorian gauntlet starfighter flying in the skies above the wreckage of the city of Sundari. We see the domed capital city multiple times throughout the Clone Wars series, but this is actually the second time we've seen Sundari in live action. We first saw it briefly in Chapter 5 of the Book of Boba Fett during the Night of a Thousand Tears. In the next scene, Mando and Grogu approach Bo-Katan, who is sitting on some kind of throne. In this scene, we see banners lining the hall with the symbol of Clan Kryze, so I'm still thinking this is Bo-Katan's ancestral home. In Star Wars Rebels Season 3, we saw that Clan Wren's home also had a throne room, so I assume that each Mandalorian clan had their own throne room within their homes, at least those clans who held some sort of status within the Mandalorian society. Bo-Katan asks Mando, "Where were you then?" And I assume this is a follow-up from her earlier line in the trailer about Mando's cult, but this could just be a misdirect. If it is a follow-up, I think she's probably referring to the Great Purge of Mandalore, which we saw for the first time in the Book of Boba Fett. The Great Purge was the genocide of the Mandalorian people by the Empire, where they bombarded the planet, killing most of its Mandalorian population, with the only survivors being Mandalorians who weren't on the planet Mandalore at the time. At the start of The Mandalorian Season 1, we learn that the survivors of the Purge now operate in secret coverts to survive. Also, I have to point out Bo-Katan's new wig. It looks so much better than that horrible Party City wig she had in Mando Season 2. Plus, I think it's more accurate to her hair in the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. She looks amazing with the new hair and I love it for her. I'm so glad they updated it. I also love the scene of Bo and Grogu where she asks, "Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?" I think she may be the one to take Din and Grogu to Sundari. I think it'll be her way of showing Din the true destruction of the Mandalorian people during the Purge, while also teaching him more about their culture, almost like teaching him a history lesson and the importance of what the Darksaber and role of Mandalore means to their people. In the next scenes, we get a shot of some Mandalorians dropping out of a ship above an unknown city, maybe Navarro or somewhere completely new. Their blue and red color scheme looks similar to the group of Mandalorians we saw earlier in the teaser, but I didn't notice any symbols on their armor. So I'm not really sure who they are at this point, but my guess is that they may be a group working separately. There's also a shot of Greef Karga confronting a gang on Navarro, reaching for his blaster. In the gang, we can see 2 Niktos, a Klatooinian, a Trandoshan, and a Quarren. We also see a scene with a bunch of Kowakian monkey lizards in a tree, the most famous of their species being everyone's favorite Salacious Bee Crumb. There's also a short shot of Dr. Pershing walking through what looks to be a New Republic facility. We see a few more shots of Din flying around through the asteroid field, attacking the unknown fighters, and they're flying around some kind of facility or larger ship. In the next shot, it looks like we're going back to Tatooine again. Peli Motto is holding Grogu, and it looks like this is where Din gets the astromech droid we see in the N1 earlier in the teaser. Now the droid looks exactly like R5-D4, and I think it's going to end up being the same droid. The droid sparks a bit and a panel falls off of him, and I'm sure he's just another one of Peli's fixer-uppers. We get a shot of an Anzellan, the same species as Babu Frick seen in Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. And in the last big scene, we see a shot of Mando's N1 taking off from a city at night. There's fireworks going off in the sky, and we can see Grogu watching them through the glass of the cockpit. This scene felt very reminiscent of the end of Return of the Jedi or the end of The Phantom Menace on Naboo. And lastly, we see an adorable scene of Mando and Grogu taking off into hyperspace. Then at the end, we see the title card and the release date of 2023. As I said before, I'm really happy they finally posted this teaser online. The season looks like it's going to be really good, possibly the best yet, and I'm so excited to go to Mandalore and Sundari. So what did you think of the teaser trailer? Do you think Bo-Katan and Din Djarin are going to be working together, or will Bo-Katan become a villain in Season 3? Let me know in the comments below or hit me up on Twitter so we can chat more about it. Please make sure to like the video and consider subscribing to my channel for more Star Wars content. To keep up with my latest updates, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My links are in the description below. Thank you as always for watching, and may the Force be with you.